absolute key players in these certain situations. It's looking like we're actually getting ready to get into this final map here. It's going to be between Tempo Storm and NaVi on Mirage, and Guardian and Co starting on the T side here. So let's make some noise here for the final map as we go into this one now. We've got 3 sets of armor for the CTs and 2 kits as well, with a smoke grenade on towards Phelps, and NaVi going in with just 1 smoke here. So not going to be doing the traditional 2 smoke setup towards A, actually looking towards B apartments right now. Edward holding towards top and middle, and Zeus patrolling Palace.
Showtime's thirsty for some sort of information. He wants to just see a glimpse of a T, try and make that call for his team, but nothing's been given him yet. Give Tempo Storm an inch and they will try their hardest to take that mile. Still nothing for either site.
Well, looking like that 1 smoke probably will be either chucked towards the end of the B apartments there to take the vision away from the CTs, but you can see Showtime in a great position here for all this. He's got an opportunity to take 1 kill and drop out the window straight away. All 5 players now committed to this side of the map, so that smoke will be coming over, and here comes the first kill. Showtime not being able to get anything, but will drop down.
Yeah, and that smoke's going to be important, but how important when the kills are being hit? And I say kills, Guardian's taken Edward down. Court-martialed his teammate, not ideal, and it looks like this things that's going to go from bad to worse. Henny's taken down Seized. It is going to be a 3v3. Phelps, no armor. He's the second man to be bringing that kit in, and that's not going to phase him as he does neutralize the flamey threat. So influential on Cobble, takes a huge bullet to the head, down to just 2 points of health. Vision evidently impaired by the height, but it is just going to be 2. Guardian has taken down Phelps, that very low health player remaining, but Bolt's claws back. Now Zeus, you've taken down 2. He has to make it 4, and it's not going to happen, and Tempo secure the pistol.
Excellent work there from Tempo Storm, and as you said, NaVi actually coming in with the team kills, open things up there as they enter the B site. It was Showtime, like I said, in that position where even if he doesn't get 1 kill, he can give a very early call to his teammates there. Falls down, and they actually get fast rotations in. It's a very decent retake as well. And the bomb actually did get planted for NaVi here, so this is interesting from them. They've gone for quite an audacious strategy, Alex. Instead of going for the Tech 9s and lots of utility, they've got the players that got kills there. They've upgraded them to AK-47s and some smoke grenades as well. Wow. And a couple of deagles to go with them. So this is something that can be very viable indeed, but it's one of the tactics we don't really see too often. Most teams will either get the AKs in the 3rd round or full Tech 9s in the 2nd. So let's see how this one works out for them.
I mean, this is a huge kind of leap of faith for NaVi into the hands of Flamey and Edward. What can you do? Edward, of course, quite quiet across the board, bottom fragging across both maps. 30 kills, or 33 combined, coming into his 3rd map.
We have got 4 rifles for the CT, so that's something to work with. It's not going to matter though when Flamey's ripping your head off. It's going to be Phelps that drops first and bringing it into a 5-4 in favor of NaVi. The very slow-paced team just looking for a pick there. And they've actually done huge amounts of damage towards Henny as well. This is the time for NaVi to just put the brakes on and slow things down. You can see them just kind of adjusting themselves, and this is where the CT reaction does have to come in. You can see Lucas pushing off towards Shore, and Flamey showing a little bit more presence towards Palace as well. There's the pick from Lucas. Does spot Edward towards the top and middle as well, but not going to be able to get anything for it just yet.
I think actually Tempo have got a good read on this one. They are going to be potentially, I was going to say rotating towards B, but actually they do stop. Now all onto Lucas. What can you tell us? What can you find on this scouting mission? NaVi still have so much time. We know that they can make something happen in 15 seconds. We know in the blink of an eye that bomb's down and your team is dead. And it's going to fall to Showtime and Lucas, working with a FAMAS and an M4. Bolts, though, it could very well make a huge impact here, but no, Flamey, they gave him the AK and he's made it happen. 2 for him, and that could very well put a little bit of a question mark surrounding Henny's positioning, but look at Showtime here with the M4. Only the 1, that's not going to work out well, and NaVi, this buy has worked out so damn well. It's not over yet because Lucas is still here. Oh no, not a 3rd. Edward jumps into the jaws of Lucas, and now 3 frags for Flamey in the round, 3 for Lucas, and only 5 seconds left. It's a game of survival. Flamey's on the hunt. Lucas just needs to stay alive, and he's done it! Tempo Storm take the round after such a hard grab from NaVi, and all of the back of 1 man. What was Edward doing? But Lucas saves the day for Tempo.
What an absolutely sick round from Lucas. He stepped out massively versus Envious, and it looked like he's doing exactly the same thing here. It was Flamey that opened up the map. He gets all the presence towards A. Lucas left in such a difficult position. Like you said, Edward jumping into absolute catastrophe there, and NaVi unable to convert those early picks into a round victory here. Tempo Storm go 2-0 up, and it's another force buy for NaVi coming in straight away. This time with the Tech 9s and Deagles. Smokes going out straight away towards the A side, looking for that plant, trying to make things uncomfortable for the CTs here, but they've recovered 5 rifles, and they've got a little bit of utility to work with as well.
Kind of Envy-esque almost is forcing from NaVi. We're going to be seeing 2 rounds back-to-back coming into this one, and what's most notable to the eye is going to be that CT information gathered. They know B is quiet, and it's going to fall to Phelps and Bolts while the rotate does come in because the pressure's about to be applied. It's going to be applied thick and fast. Phelps rattles off some shots towards Palace. Bolts forced back from the smoke, but he's been given an eye line, a sight line into the site, and that bomb's not going to go down just yet. Phelps is going to be putting one down. Edward gone, done and dusted yet again, and this force so far from NaVi has actually netted them nothing. Just playing quite smartly for the retake in this one, realizing that NaVi can't hold for too long, and that's going to be the first blood drawn for NaVi, and it took a whole lot of hard work. Fortunately, Seas catches another, swings into Lucas, and Tempo keeping things cool, calm, collected. Henny finishes the job with a USP. And that's going to be the 3. NaVi, though, could be in a dire circumstances. That's 2 forces back-to-back and now sitting about that mid-2K level.
Yeah, well, Tempo Storm arriving in emphatic style here, holding off the force buys from NaVi. It's the tech now by the... You'd have thought we would have even got a plant out of that, but they managed to only pick up 2 kills. And like you said, Money not in a good situation. There will be a 4th stage loss bonus next round, so that'll be $2,900 coming into the account. So they will have a nice buy coming into round number 5. But this one's almost over already as Henny picks up that first kill, takes down Flamey. Nade coming in as well, should do decent damage. Phelps chiming in as well. And this round is a complete throwaway for NaVi here. It's Tempo Storm getting number 4 firmly on the board here.
And I mean, Seas, you've got the bomb. Congratulations, but
that's about all
that's about all you've got, and not about all you will get unless Tempo do kind of push a toe out of line. They don't need to move a muscle at this point.
Well, every kill they lose here is money lost, so they just want to make sure that Seas is not given anything to work with. It looks like he may be running the clock down here for some reason, top middle, hoping someone gets a little bit greedy in their push and he can pick up something for this. But it looks like he's pretty determined with his decision so far. There it is, Tempo Storm winning the pistol and coming in 4-0 as well. We will have plenty of cash coming in, but it's going to be Guardian. He's only got 1,700. This is what we're talking about with those force buys. Guardian being denied the AWP, but he should be able to be dropped one in the next round.
I'm really impressed by the restraint from Tempo here. They are not panicking at all. They're not hunting. They don't need to. They know there's absolutely nothing he's saving. I mean, what is it? It's a PT-50. They're currently all 5 standing. There's no possibility that Seas is doing anything other than trying to catch you off guard, and Tempo know that. After
the investment of all the grenades and kits and head armor and a couple of guns they lost last round, they're actually sat in quite a fragile position. You can see about $300 on like 3 or 4 players there. So they just want to make sure they keep everyone alive, and it's Henny that finishes it off, takes down Seas there. His patience does not really pay out for him, but we can see now Money coming in, and Guardian will be needed to drop an AWP, but they want to go with this one, and he's going to be buying AK for now, and they may have to go with 5 AKs here, because if an AWP was to drop, it means one player's going without armor this round.
And they do make that decision. It is going to happen, and it does look like everyone's going to be able to find equipment. They do find that Kevlar that was going to be a little difficult, a bit topsy-turvy, and no AWP on the side of Tempo.
There we go then. Let's see what kind of approach we've got from Tempo Storm. Looking to go aggressive, potentially to a lower run, going completely on point as they take down Flamey. That's a really nice first gun round to bring to the table. Just showing aggression, getting the first pick, and it's one of the key players in the last map, Flamey, that's dropped, and now Guardian trying to salvage the situation with the AWP, but smoked out for now. Gonna have to change up his tactics going forward.
So things take a standstill. NaVi, the bomb hasn't moved at all. We just see the CTs kind of wait and see what NaVi can be given, what NaVi can take is probably the better choice of words. You can see Seas working his way for some degree of mid-control. Edward's present as well. They are going to have full room to maneuver in middle, but how much does that really mean when Tempo are dug in deep? 3 players kind of towards that east side. Phelps is the flexible one. He's the one ready to rotate if the call is made by Showtime or Henny. And NaVi, they've gathered very little from this mid-control.
Well, the bomb is still down towards T-spawn, so they're trying to work some sort of a frag here. Could boost into the apartments if they wanted to. Looking like that may be an option here. Just trying to find any sort of frag here. But the problem for Tempo Storm and Copper was once they got this man advantage, they were giving it away time and time again. But looking like they've kind of learned their lesson now, making sure they play very passively and the time ticking away. This was a massive problem for NaVi, forced into unfavorable situations. And you can see Tempo Storm now just set up, poised and ready, and allowing NaVi to have this connector in control as we get to the 25-second mark.
They really have kind of made that clock turn against them. It's going to be their worst enemy if they're not too careful, because Lucas has taken down Zeus, and the damage keeps on going. Phelps is now rolling with the punches. He's taken the head of Seas clean off, and Tempo still have 4 players to work with. There's 13 seconds left, and as you can see, Guardian is retreating back away. He's not interested in this one. They are just going to try and keep that AWP in play, and Edward's going to do more than that. He's going to do a bit of damage, take a weapon away from Henny. It wasn't the AWP. Reminder that Tempo managed to bring that round to fruition without the use of Henny, without the use of that AWP. And part and parcel of their success there was just saying, NaVi, take middle, come to us. We are ready on those two sites. A 3-2 split for them, and it works out perfectly. Still no round on the board for NaVi.
I really like that approach from Tempo Storm. We go into the first real gun round there, and they're changing up the pace a little bit. They're getting 3 players towards that lower round, just finding that kill onto Flamey, and this time being very passive, and it's just NaVi running the clock down time and time again. Gets to the 22nd mark, they're forced to go in towards Connector. Lucas picks up another kill, and that shuts it down, really. They didn't really have much to work with. Molotovs dropped on the site, didn't really have a chance to even plant, and Guardian does save the AWP, along with Edward, who gets an AK as well, but we'll have a look at the money right now. As they do have enough for a buy. They could drop a couple of weapons, perhaps. It's not going to be very strong when they have like 2 players on Galils, maybe a Tech-9, and it's going to be a difficult round going forward. So they need to make the decision now, in this pause, to slow it down, have a think about what's going on. They've gone 5-0 down on one of their best maps against Tempo Storm, a team that everyone believed that NaVi would go into this and win 2-0. They're putting up such an incredible fight here. Cobble was such an interesting affair, going 12-3 up and showing they can go toe-to-toe with the Titans of CSGO.
Titans of CS in general for some of them.
Sure.
And now we are at that 5-0 mark, and NaVi, I think at this point in time, I just want to point out Guardian's scoreline. We are only 5 rounds in, but always that storyline for NaVi is Guardian needs to deliver. It feels like sometimes we beat on that dead horse, but at this point in time, he is indeed looking rather dead. 0 for him. He's had the AWP at least twice.
But this is so impressive from Tempo Storm. They know NaVi are a very default-reliant team. They're kind of trying to gain space for Guardian to find that first pick. But they're just eradicating that at the beginning. They go aggressive, find the kill onto Flamey, and take away so much map control from the terrorists there. They're not really sure. They're getting pushed in the back. They're just going to have to run the clock down and work out what's going on there. And it's a really nice approach. I'll be interested to see what comes out of Tempo Storm next round. It's looking like they're actually going for the double orb setup once again. It was so strong for them on Cobble. They're rolling it once again. It's going to be that Showtime Henny combo. And it's such a prosperous situation for them going into Mirage as well.
And what I love about this is, you know, you asked from Tempo, you said, I like that they're going aggressive and going for the first peak.
Yeah.
Showtime's already been going aggressive in B-apps with a rifle. He could very well do the same with the AWP, and that's so much information, such a potential pick as well. Look at this, I was going to say buy from NaVi. They've still got time to make some decisions. It is currently sitting with the save.
The money wasn't great, so it's looking like they may be forcing into this one. They've got deagles and body armor so far, and the players that didn't save weapons. I'm going to have a look at their cash right now and seeing how they are deciding to get into it. Obviously, Guardian Edwards surviving without getting a bomb plant down. They don't get any cash into this round, so it's not like they can drop any weapons, right? So we'll see how the remaining players decide to go into this one. Still making maximum use of the time they have in the pause. Here comes the stop now, so we will be getting back into this one, but like we said before, it's an opportunity now for Tempo Storm to read the game and see whether they can keep the aggression up, and this double AWP setup is a nice little string to their bow going forward. It's a bit of a change of pace and not one I'm sure NaVi will be expecting. It's just going to be deagles, Tech-9s, and the saved AWPs and AKs here. So we'll see what Guardian brings to the table. Yet to frag here as we enter round number 6. And it looks like he is just holding on for any sort of that aggression we were maybe anticipating.
Yeah, so the AWPs are distributed one to middle. Henny ensuring control of that one, and Showtime is going to go for that aggressive peek towards apartments. Look at that, just a fraction of a little line. He's going to see it lined up, not quite going to connect all of it. It's going to be seized, though, through the crack down to 44. Henny's holding middle quite effectively. That's the AWP gone as well. 2 headshots, 2 kills. Goodbye, NaVi. And now we are going to be seeing that, I assume, that AWP retrieved. It's not going to be an easy feat because Henny is still present.
Well, this is the same situation again. They've got the 2-man advantage. Just fall back and make the T's work for it. But it looks like C's is working hard as he does take down Showtime. That's the AWP player as well. Lucas trying to rectify the situation. It's actually going to be Bolt. But Edward replies pretty much straight away. And now C's and Edward remain. They only have a deagle and the AK here. The AWP has been dropped. But they've got control of the B site for now. Smoked out the CTs who are waiting for that to dissipate before they make their next moves. The bomb will be coming in as well.
Oh, just trying to throw it to his teammate. Little bit of a weak arm there from C's. Finally, with the underpass. Underpass? Underarm. Thank you. Thank you very much. Underpass is present in Mirage, however. Not entirely fumbling my words, but Phelps and Bolts through Kitchen. Henny, indeed, trying to cook something else up towards... Oh, seized. Snaps on. Brings Phelps down to just 18 points of health, but he is still breathing, and that could be a problem. Molly trying to force the position, trying to force the issue. You can see C's nose. He's got to try and make something happen, and Deadwood already has. The Mollies are coming in, they're ever present, but still to stand, and C's has done it. Not going to be enough, because Henny's Molly has finished the job, and that is going to be a defuse, but could it ever been closer? NaVi bring a plant, bring 4 kills. Not around, but they get damn close. with what was just 2 saved weapons, and a seize was a big part of that. Huge work with just the Deagle.
That was actually just a 3-on-5 as well. They managed to bring it down to a 1-on-1. It's the Molotov that prevails in the end, but the pins are coming in from Tempo Storm, and once they had the AWP in the B apartments there, it looked like they had very strong post-spawn situation positions, but unable to capitalize, and it does go down to 6-0 in favor of the Brazilians here. But we do have a full buy coming in for NaVi now. Guardian back on the AWP, but we'll see what they can bring to the table here. It's looking like it's more of a default play, a little bit faster than usual, getting towards the top. It's Edward leading the charge here, but Henny not smoked out for now. We've got a massive gap in the smoke there as well, so potentially can do something with that, as he is going to be retreating back to jungle, in fact.
This is Henny being flexible again. I mean, he's been everywhere. He's been holding middle, he's been on A. Now, casting his eyes towards that palace area. He's in fact going to retreat towards CT as everyone else on NaVi has kept relatively busy. This is that mid-control. They've been battling for the smoke to stop Lucas from making any impact. And elsewhere, you can see this kind of 3-1-1. You've got Season towards B. He's the one anticipating an overextension from that A ramp area. Now Lucas needs to answer this challenge, and oh, full white takes down Edward. You need to win that trade if you want this first round, NaVi, and it's not happening. The bomb's still loose, and I'm starting to look at that clock. It's still 60 seconds, but I'm getting nervous.
Well, that's, again, the refrag required there situation. They fully blind him in the ladder room, and it's just Edward running in by himself. Doesn't have a teammate to back him up, but they have managed to leg Henny here towards CT spawn, so at least they're aware there's an AWP towards that position. So far, like I said, time is ticking away. They hit the 40-second mark here. They have got control of Connector as well. Zeus waiting in that position, and Flamey once again towards the lower ramp. So they're going to be rotating back into an A split here. It's all going to come down to whether Zeus can make something happen. Only has 27 HP.
No one is looking at ramp, so Phelps is actually essentially the one holding this. Connector is unguarded as well. No one's present towards jungle, and actually Zeus, if he creeps and crawls correctly here, this is going to be very tough for the CTs to hold despite the numbers of disadvantage. Zeus creeping and crawling still. Phelps, what can you do? Because here comes the rest of NaVi. That's going to be a backup flame. It could be a second, but Seas is quick. Now, just 3, but Henny's going to be forcing this very, very effective shot towards Seas. And I can't help but feel the spear has been blunted from NaVi. They are going to back away from this one and try and preserve those weapons. No time on the clock.
Can't die now. Need to stay alive. It looks like Showtime's going to find him, and they actually do deny Zeus any money. And Guardian actually on 0 as well, but he managed to save the AWP. But this is going from bad to worse for NaVi here. There's once again grinding the time down, not giving themselves enough opportunity to check these key positions. Flamey just running past Sandwich there, not even checking it, just running past blind. And they haven't Molotoved it, they haven't flashed it. He's just kind of praying that no one's going to be in that position. And it's just a really, another fantastic approach after Tempo Storm, getting his initial kills, falling back and making NaVi feel uncomfortable going forward. So they have forced swap back into this one, trying to make the AWP do something here, but it's going to be Phelps taking down Caesar once again, another opening frag, and they've actually done huge damage, and the grenade kill comes down, takes down Guardian as well. 5-on-3, Flamey and Edward very low indeed.
Look at all the damage done. That's a fast Molotov behind the boxes of middle. It forces a very awkward scenario when you want to try and take early mid control. Now NaVi are going to have to make something happen out of what feels like very little. I mean, look at their health pool, 51 points of health between the two of them, Flamey and Edward. Zeus is still full. His heart is beating at full capacity, but I can't help but feel it could change very quickly, because look at this hold. Still very, very, what feels like default at this point in time. Tempo letting NaVi come to them.
This is the thing. And actually, NaVi yet to inflict any damage whatsoever. They hit the 1 minute mark, and finally they find something here. Volts is dropped from the ladder room towards jungle, and they have some sort of footing into this round now. Still uncommitted. It's going to be Phelps getting that first frag. They're going to retreat as well, but it's not enough. Flamey gets the refrag. It's going to be a 3-on-2. Henny rotating in from CT spawn. He's just trying to stop the plant at all costs here.
Yeah, but this is a long, long marathon from Zeus. He's got his running shoes on, and I mean, I guess he's got plenty of time, but in the meantime, Flamey's made no progress on towards the site. He hasn't cleared CT. That's going to be a huge threat for Zeus if he wants to try and get this bomb down. This is going to be his initial hurdle. 25 seconds, and Henny, one shot will secure the round. You need to stop that bomb from making its way in, but instead he holds the tight angle. There is a safe plant position on that side of the box, and I feel like actually it's going to be given to them.
That's what they're hoping for here. They're hoping they can get the connector plant down. But still, I don't mind this at all from Tempo Storm. They want to make sure they keep that man advantage. Don't make a sacrifice you don't need to. Retake with 3 players. You still have a heavy advantage going into this. And here we go. Bomb planted. Zeus makes his way towards Tetris. Has control of the bomb for now, but both players together. We've got Flamey looking towards connector. This next frag going to be huge. Zeus not in the best position. Rectifies that and gives himself a little bit more cover here. Here comes the retake. They're going to be aware of the positions now. And this next frag going to be huge. It's actually going to be Henny that takes it. Flamey all to play for now. Finds that first kill to Lucas. Fake defuse coming in, but they're going to be facing him together, and that's perfect play there from Tempo Storm, giving him 2 targets to shoot at, can only find 1, and they get another defuse here. We're going 8-0 in favor of Tempo Storm.
Wow, I mean, the desk doubted them. To be fair, a lot of people did doubt Tempo. They felt this quarterfinal could be said and done in an instant. They felt like NaVi were almost already preparing themselves for Luminosity in the semi-finals, but that is not to be, because we sit now at 8-0 here in Katowice.
Just so confident in themselves, Tempo Storm. They're willing to take these fights time and time again towards middle. They're not scared of any of these players on the server and just breaking the economy. This time NaVi do get the plant down, so they get the extra $3,400, the extra $800 on top of their $3,400 loss bonus. So they have enough to get AKs here, but you can see Guardian, I'm not sure if he's got a kill. He's 0 for 6 right now. One of the absolute talisman of this team, not arriving 9 rounds into this. So they're going to be focusing on a faster B play here. Looks a little bit desperate as 2 CTs are waiting for them. It's going to be showtime to get the first frag. When Zeus replies, they've got to take down Lucas still, though.
Could this really be the first round for NaVi? Things are starting to correlate. It's all onto Lucas, and he is gone, deleted by Flamey and his AK-47. There is a bit of a party, a Brazilian feast being cooked up in kitchen, but how much really will they be able to do on this retake? The smokes are perfect. There is still more smoke. Flamey's the one to release that final. In fact, Zeus has got one as well. They can completely delay this. And Tempo there trying to force the issue, but NaVi. And finally, Guardian finds not only his first kill, but his second, and that will be round 1 for NaVi. It took them 9 rounds, but there is numero uno.
A simple play there, not relying on their defaults anymore, realized they weren't winning any of these aim duels and leaving themselves with little to no time to actually execute to a bomb site. Said, you know what, we're just gonna go towards B, we're gonna flash over and just try and find that first pick. And they actually managed to do it. It's Lucas left in a very difficult situation there, flashed out of control. And even after Tempo Storm gets 8 rounds in a row, you can see their money's not fantastic. No kits. Showtime's on a scout, and we can see Lucas now going aggressive underpass. Has a teammate joining him as well, but NaVi are focusing towards the A bomb site. 4 players committed to the lower ramp, and we have got C's as well on towards short. They've gone in towards A and uncontested so far.
Oh, and that's going to be showtime gone. It's not the AWP, that's of course the largest investment from Tempo Storm. They still have Henny with it. Phelps is trying to do something with a 5-7. This buy is so kind of ragtag from Tempo, despite winning 8 rounds back-to-back. NaVi keeping their foot and finger on the trigger this time, it seems, because they're seized again onto Phelps. Keeping their foot on the gas, though, is Lucas. Just the one. Oh. And a second. Lucas seems to always get his kills in pairs. 1 by 1, NaVi full. Flamey's low as well.
They have no kit here as well, so although he finds 2 great kills, I don't think it's going to be enough here. You can see NaVi just turtling up now and kind of denying any sort of control, and that's going to seal it as Guardian does take down Lucas. You can see Henny can see the barrel, but that's going to be enough for him. Get out there. The money now will be in absolute dire straight to the CTs. That's kind of a weird proposition considering, like you said, 8 rounds in a row, but they have been pretty close rounds back and forth in terms of the frags towards the end of the round. But Henny will save an AWP. And having a look at their cash right now, they will go into the next round with about 2.3k average, I'd say. So they're going to be struggling a little bit, but they have got Henny on their AWP, and I'm going to guess he'll probably go towards the B apartments here and try and get that first pick, go a little bit more aggressive, perhaps have a couple of players with him, and then once they get that first kill, pick up an AK and potentially funnel NaVi towards A.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a question of how much of an impact can you make. 15 kills already. We're just into round 11. He's been so powerful towards middle. It's not going to be where he's heading, though, because he knows he has to do a whole lot with that AWP. So he is going to be going relatively aggressive. Beyond seeing him peek out. Guardian there. Goodbye, Guardian. Oh, they're not going to be able to retrieve anything from that, though. Still heavy T-pressure towards Zaps. Zeus is the one to actually be able to find a response. It's not done just yet. It's going to be Flamey who responds as well. 3 versus 3, and actually Tempo making something happen here. Edward was so close to going down. Fortunately, he does stabilize with that spray. It's not done just yet, though. Henny with the AWP. Oh, laughed at by Edward. Big shot from him, and that's the AWP gone, and that's another round for NaVi. They passed the first test, they passed the second, and here comes number 3. 8 for 3 now. Not forgetting, it did stand at 8-0.
Indeed. It's Henny there. As we said, he had to do something with that. Went towards the B apartments, found that first pick on the Guardian as well, but it was Edward that stepped up massively there in that connector area. Did have a couple of targets on his screen, but great spray control and a really crisp shot towards window to finish it off as well. But here we go then. It's not actually a best buy for Tempo Storm going forward as well. No AWPs, no kits, Famises, and this could be the beginning of the rot for the CTs here. As we're into round number 12, definite opportunity for NaVi to capitalize as they have got a nice healthy buy going forward.
Yeah, this is that kind of AWPless Tempo Storm. We've seen that have a little bit of implications beforehand. I mean, you know, we saw stark contrast when the double AWPing CT rounds just flooded in on Cobble.
Yeah.
No AWP whatsoever this time here on Mirage. And there's so much utility on NaVi. I can't help but just feel they're going to whittle away at the CT, try and force as much of their smokes and flashes out before they commit to a site.
So back to more of a default setup here from NaVi. Now they've kind of established control of the money. It's actually a lot more viable for them. The executions are now possible. So they've pushed the CDs back. Not really much to work with. No all presence as well. It's going to be C's working those B apartments. Showtime is there waiting for him with the M4A4, but it's kind of one of those one and done positions, Alex. As soon as you get taken down there, you should be getting fragged, but we'll see what we can do with it. Buys himself some time here with the smoke grenade. And we enter the 50-second mark. Looking like NaVi will be favouring towards B, but we have got Zeus in a very clever position here. The fact he has connector and his team are rotating back towards B, he can listen out for rotation. Not necessarily kill them, we can have enough information there and come in for the backstab once the bomb's planted.
That's going to be one then. Just the one. You said it should be one and done, but actually the smoke just dissipated. He tries for a second. Guardian is having none of that. Just the one, and that's favourable for NaVi. Bolts takes down Guardian with a nade. That's a strong arm from him, from the Brazilian, but can he do much more? Phelps is doing it for him. Okay. All of a sudden, just Flamey and Edward do remain, and they can still continue to force this round, but they've only got 20 seconds.
What is this?
Taking its time to shoot that one. Not sure whether that was intentional or not. And unfortunately, he's going to find another head. That's 2 for Edward as he takes the Brazilian scalps. Phelps, we've got very little hope, but 88 seconds, the bomb finally does go down.
They have the man advantage there. Why is Bolt running out and not even checking any areas over, looking like he's so tunnel vision towards that bench and
I think he was looking at the clock and like, if I stop the plant, maybe, just maybe Phelps can survive, but the round isn't over yet. Talk of Phelps. No kit, but a low health Edward. He has to pick up the pace and he knows it. Just creeping further into the site. Edward just playing the waiting game so well. This would be his 3rd. Phelps as well. They're both on 2 kills. Could this be the 3rd? He's going to find him. Has he got time? He certainly has. Not sure what Edwards was thinking there, not sure the mindset, but it could very well be number 9 for Tempo Storm.
The thing is, it's such a bad plan that he realized, okay, I can't hit a CT here. I need to make sure. It's a really close defuse, actually. I didn't think it would come down for a while like that, but the fact is he didn't have any vision on the bomb. He couldn't hit a CT coming in. He's like, well, I've probably got time to readjust myself. If a defuse does come in here, I don't really have control of the situation. I'm going to have to make noise, and it's going to be a really hard proposition for me to actually win that round. But somehow, Tempo Storm come out on top there, and their retake idea, initially, Bolts is running out and getting taken down. I thought the round was over at that stage. It looked like NaVi has capitalized and Tempo Storm potentially throwing that round away, but they managed to do it. Massive defuse coming in here, and we enter round number 13. Money not salvaged just yet for the Brazilians. Going to have 3 Famises, an AK and an M4 here, and it's looking like the AXQ once again coming in from NaVi. They have got 1 player towards connector, but he's going to be greeted by Phelps waiting for him. And here comes the XQ. Edward finds the first pick.
Oh, this site's just been gifted to them on a silver platter. Henny was the only kind of guard to stop this from happening. Just as I say that, though, Bolt is chime in towards jungle. It's only going to be the one long distance with a Famas. It's not an ideal scenario. Phelps present towards stairs, and Lucas is actually providing some sort of covering fire as well from short distance. The numbers now favor Tempo. Edward's low. Around, it started to go so well for NaVi. They got taken kind of into the site, but Tempo playing for that retake. The bomb will go down. Henry, surely, NaVi cannot hold this one.
We'll have a look what's going on. They have got incendiaries, HEs, and he said Edward's such low HP as well. You'd think the grenade's coming any second now just to take him out of the round, as they are trying to work out how they're going to approach this one. There's the HE. It doesn't land. It does not connect. And we have got 1 player coming in from A ramp as well. Still time to play with. They have got a kit this time. So you're thinking the play comes in now. Zeus giving his position away. He will be the final player towards CT spawn. He has got control of the bomb as well. Needs to find his 2nd kill. He does it in a 1-on-1 now. Can he take down Showtime? So influential yesterday with these diffuses. It doesn't look like he's going for it. He's waiting for the base. And it's Zeus who comes up huge there. 3-on-1. Manages to take all of them down. And it's great control of the bomb. And he brings NaVi their 4th round as well. Spectacular stuff there.
Great work from Zeus. It really started to look really from bad to worse. Dire circumstances for NaVi. And with so low health, we almost decided that Zeus was going to be rather kind of impotent in the round. Locked out towards CT, but time and that bomb plant on his side. 2 crucial kills and a crucial round now as we are nearing the end of our first half on our 3rd map here in our first quarterfinal. They're going aggressive. Look at these CTs. They want to take a weapon early. Zeus from 1 good round to a next as he takes 2. Flamey's pockets 600 with the MP7. And I mean, what have Henny and Phelps got to do and what to say about this round?
Well, not a lot, I have to say. That was pretty much all they had, that aggressive take towards the A ramp with the flashbangs, but wasn't meant to be. Zeus stepping up massively there, and it's going to be Henny and Phelps to try and get something out of this. There is 1 player waiting towards a connector. That's going to be Phelps. He does take down Edward, but quickly responded by Flamey and gets a 2nd as well. So all of a sudden, NaVi really have come to life in the latter stages of this half, and actually only dropping 1 in the last 6. So looking much stronger here, looking pretty successful going forward into this last round as well. 9-6 is looming for Tempo Storm after going up, what, 8-0? And Now looking like this last round with a max 7 Famises and a 5-7 on bolts, looking like NaVi have salvaged this half at least.
I mean, yes, saved themselves from destruction. If they continued the way it was going at that 8-0 mark, we really would have seen a very quick second half to this map. But fortunately, NaVi have definitely done very well for themselves, especially going to be satisfied if they do make this 6 rounds on that T side after what was a dismal start. It's really going to start helping them find that silver lining in the clouds. And talking of clouds, the Greek god Zeus, very influential. He's going to be the one lingering towards Palace while the rest start a slow mid-take.
This is the thing. NaVi can afford to do this now. They know the money's going to be pretty bleak for Tempo Storm in this situation. They've got one kit to work with, but that's on a 5-7 player. So they're just going to be working together as a unit, dissecting the map piece by piece and seeing if they can get into this B split setup once again. You can see the bomb is towards that area right now. We don't even have showtime towards B. It's going to be Lucas in towards the ladder room, hoping he can back up his team, but it's actually a very large commitment from NaVi now. They have plenty of time as well to work out whether Guardian can work a pick here to open things up.
Another effective splash. It seems like Showtime's got a fantastic read on NaVi all over. He did the same on Cobble. But he's got to do one more. He's got to deal with this because here comes a wave of T's. It's going to be a blind Flamey. And that's only the one. Guardian trying to trade it, but he's not going to give him the opportunity. 2 for Showtime. He's not done yet. Now anticipating a presence from Short. He's got that as well. Edward goes down finally. He is silenced, but sees a little late with the gag. There's 25 seconds left. NaVi have still not got the bomb down, and Tempo Storm, they know it. They can play with them. They can toy with their food here.
Absolutely. Well, 20 seconds remain, and Lucas stepping up massively here. Tempo Storm definitely have full control. It's a short plan. It's a risky one, but Guardian covering his teammate. Caesar takes down Bolts now, brings it into a 2-on-2. Guardian in such a strong position here, aware of the players from short, but there's one towards the B apartments as well. And will be able to take him down here as the bomb ticks away.
This is a round Guardian just knows how to play. He's got such a good read on this. He knows where both of them are coming from, but here comes the pressure from Henny. He makes the max 7 work, and now he has his weapon of choice for the final kill. Caesar's got to do it all. Got to make it 4 kills in the round. The bomb's still ticking away, and it's that bad plant once again. He goes hunting, and Phelps flicks on with 1 point of health remaining. Tempo find double digits in the first half.
Wow then, okay, Showtime stepping in massively, just with the Famus, alone on the B site. He finds 3, that fantastic flashbang he did, bounced it off the bomb site. Impeccable timing there, finds 3, and it's just enough to keep his team in it. He saw the max 7 coming from the B apartments. I didn't think he had anything to do that. I assume he had a rifle. I saw it was a max 7. You'd think Guardian in that kind of position, how is he not hitting that shot on short? Like he had like 2 or 3 opportunities to take it down. Old Guardian would have been taking that one, but he actually finishes the first half on 4 for 10. He's had a shocker this series, I have to say. It's been very quiet from him across all 3 maps, and it's 10-5 in favor of Tempo Storm. That last round shouldn't have been theirs. It only had very limited equipment and just one player on the B side defending against an entire team of NaVi.
I mean, you're Henny. You're like, I have to retake a plant. They have an AWP. I'm in apps with a mag 7. Everything suggests you're going to do nothing with that. Guardian even knows he's coming. He very quickly drops off towards that van, then manages to close that gap with a very aggressive push as Guardian looks towards short. Very much a well-executed play from Tempo Storm, and in the direst of circumstances, managed to make something quite spectacular happen. This pistol feels like that same Cobble story is going to be crucial, and now Tempo are on their T side. What a great T side we saw versus NV. They got 10 rounds, Henry, on that T side, and now they only need 6.
Oh, we saw similar scenes on Cobble, and as a NaVi definitely bounced back and won themselves the pistol to at least get the ball rolling here. We'll see what they can bring to the table this time. 4 sets of armor seized on the kit and HE. And we'll have a look at the buy for Tempo Storm as well. They've got 2 smoke grenades and 3 sets of armor, and actually doing some decent damage on towards C's as well. Normally with this kind of buy, it means the smoke going towards step and towards jungle. That's the final point of call, but look at this, CT's actually pushing towards lower ramp as well. It's Flamey and Zeus getting to T-spawns, and they're gathering so much intel here, but it looks like maybe a B split coming in. This is going to be in vain, as there's going to be so much confrontation now. C's to hold them off.
What can you do, C? Nothing. Edward even put a bullet into his teammate's backside. What was that? As now Tempo, they've still got 5-man. Still standing, yes, albeit some lower than others. Lucas just 12 points of health, but he's still going to try and make an impact, and Showtime's done that already. He's taken down Zeus. Flamey and Guardian. Guardian, we said, was quiet, has to do a lot in this round. Him and Flamey up against the world, up against 3. As they pursued this defuse, and actually, oh my god, what on earth, Flamey! Phelps is still alive, he took his teammate down, and NaVi, you need to hit shots like that. That round gets stolen away from them. 11 then for Tempo.
That's the problem, shooting Glock players in the back. They're obviously dancing, trying to dodge bullets, and they're actually facing it. Worked out perfectly for him. Flamey can't find that shot, and it's a massive pistol round for Tempo Storm to win here. Looking like a force buy coming in from NaVi as well. This is it. Massive round coming in. If they can salvage this, they can definitely bounce back. They're going to have a scout CZs and a 5-7 onto Flamey is a full investment here. No one going to be having the AWP on the first round if they do lose it. So all in right now.
Yeah, this is really a risky maneuver from NaVi. They know how tight the noose is going to feel if they do concede this round. That's going to be 12 and then into an eco looking at 13. It's a scary premise, but it's not over yet. Going to be that heavy mid presence. You can see Edward just desperate for a close quarters encounter with Showtime, but I think Showtime's got a good read on this one. He's going to go down though. Edward, huge, gets himself an AK-47. How much he can do with that is negligible with just 12 points of health. May want to pass that off to another teammate if he can. But Tempo orientating themselves towards that 3-1 split. 1 mid, 3 ready for an execute on A.
This is the thing, they only have the pistols towards that A site. Flamey and Guardian, he has got the scout, but he's taken a lot of damage here. And Lucas has made his way towards the connector, undetected as well, but it's a lovely shot from Guardian to take him down. And now he has full control of the situation, unable to land this shot though, on towards the incoming players, and there's going to be a double kill for Tempo Storm, and this should secure it as well, as Phelps goes absolutely sick here, and it's just going to be Edward remaining, and CT Spawn, and not really many options. Should be able to stop the planter actually, as I say that though. Henny takes him down, and what a recovery that was from Phelps. He finds 3 kills that round. Massive round for them to win, as it's going to reset. NaVi now, they're going to have pistols and nothing else. Can't really justify a single thing here to purchase. Like I said, Guardian won't have that ult now going into the first gun round unless they find some kills there.
All eyes suddenly a fix on the Spodek Arena as now Tempo Storm are truly storming through this third map. Could it really happen? Could they take NaVi out of the quarterfinals again? This happened before in Katowice.
A Brazilian semi-final? Do you dare to dream?
Oh my God, the student meeting the teacher. Could it really happen in the semi-finals of a $250,000 tournament?
Well, it's actually Flamey doing everything he can to deny that so far. It's actually only the USPs they're working with. Somehow it is working out for them. They have the man advantage, and C's adding to that total as well. Takes down Henny, and there's actually going to be a 4-on-2. Nothing purchased this round whatsoever. It's a bit of a blunder from Tempo Storm, you have to say, but still recoverable. They have got the AK-47s, but giving rifles away to NaVi, this is an absolute nightmare for Tempo to throw away. Looking like we were talking over that round like it was almost a throwaway situation.
We wrote it off, and I'm pretty sure Tempo did too. They kind of assumed that was in the bag. I did prior. I was saying this is 13. No, not just yet. Edward rocking the Galil. We are going to be seeing that rifle passed off to Guardian with that full HP. Still no armor across the board. You said already, nothing invested. And with 50 seconds left, Tempo realized they just need to completely slow this down, and Edward's in a great position.
Yes, this is a really strong spot. It's very rarely checked, but Edward actually overcommitting to the peak a little bit there, so he will be able to exit out towards the ladder room, but he had a great opportunity there. We'll get both frags potentially, but here we go. Then we enter the latter stages of this round. 30 seconds remains. Looking like they will be trying to boost up in towards window here. Edward pushing off towards shore, could lock this down, but smoked out for now. They're looking to find a frag just to give them something to work with. The timing just not working out with the CT, won't gain that intel, and now they have 20 seconds to find this kill on the bomb site.
This is crunch time. That Guardian needs to play this perfectly, and he has. It's a back turn, and it is going to go the way of NaVi. Out of nothing, they take everything. The Brazilians fall, and this is going to be very, very tough for Tempo. Look at their money. I mean, this is almost kind of feeding NaVi not only that round, but potentially the next.
That's kind of nuts. USPs and P2000, I think one P250.
Wow, they're not out of this yet.
Definitely not. That round at least revitalizes the team and gets them away from that 13th round. It's actually be a full investment here from Tempo Storm. They've gone for the AK and Tech 9s as well with smoke grenades.
This is match defining.
It could be.
If NaVi were hard reset here, you're looking at 16.
Well, it's be a very tall order for Tempo Storm to win this round, but they're going for a full B execute here. And here comes the first play, running through the smoke with the flashbangs.
Maybe a tall order, but looking to serve it up is a very aggressive Brazilian. Who is that towards short? Zeus is going to only get one shorty, not traded out. Helps just the one, though. And the CTs are making it look far too easy. And that is going to surely be the end. Showtime, you've got nothing left. He is going to take just one more scalp from the boys of NaVi before he falls. And there they go. They stabilize. They keep things neat and tidy. Even swapping out the Galil for a fresh AK-47. NaVi, they're going to start getting a bit more bang for their buck. And they find that 7th. Tempo Storm, I mean, they're still probably haunted by that USP round.
Yeah, so am I, to be fair. But we enter round number 20, and they don't really have many options here. That'll be execute. It was very well read from NaVi. Saw Edward rotating from short straight away, finds a double kill, backing up his teammates before anyone's dropped, and there's a very successful retake at that point. Tempo Storm not getting the bomb down, and left in this one with just Glocks, a PT-50, and one Deagle. Bolt has a HE, but I feel like he has to go absolutely massive in the final kill towards Zeus. It's not going to happen. The MP9 prevails, and it comes into a 5-on-4.
Extra moolah for Zeus. He's going to be happy with that extra 600. As NaVi, they're in for the long haul. Every kill matters, and every weapon does too. See, does dart out, he's going to surely win out on this tango with Phelps. He's gone. And they do just continue to delay and pick apart tempo, not wanting to see anything go their way. I mean, NaVi, they're firm believers in the power of just the Glocks or the USPs on either side. That round still buckling the mind, but I need to get over it. And as do Tempo Storm.
Well, it's going to be a pretty clinical procedure here for NaVi. Just 2 players remaining for Tempo Storm. Glocks in hand. Lucas and Henny just trying to work out, potentially taking this time, just going to discuss how they're going to approach the next round. There's not really many options for them right now, just working out how they're going to go forward. They should have enough cash next round, so what they're going to get. They're going to have $2,400 coming in. They won't have enough for the maybe Showtime will be able to buy one, but that's about it. And I would assume with that kind of buy, they'll be going for a full-on AXQ next round. They'll be doing the 5-man set strategy, trying to get all the smokes down and utilizing the 5 smokes they'll have.
Look at that synergy, because that's exactly what I was about to ask you. I was going to say, what do they do next round? And is that ace side something we haven't seen hit too much, especially with pace. Tempo Storm, sometimes that team that likes to take these slow, very much kind of a leaf out of Luminosity's book sometimes on their T side, that nice, slow, very NaVi-esque almost approach. But this is something we haven't seen, is an aggressive push. And maybe, just maybe, that's something Tempo Storm will consider. The buys coming in. Still no warp in play for Henny. He has really not had his options limited on this T side.
Well, this is a chance now for Guardian to pick up the AWP. We'll see what he can bring to the table here. Going to be going towards window, and we'll see if he is smoked out just yet. It's going to be just towards the top of middle. He still has room to maneuver here. It's looking like Tempo Storm going for that underpass control. We have got one player in the form of Edward pushing off short as well, trying to gain some intel here for his team. So far, quite a passive setup from Tempo Storm as they slowly try to take over middle.
12-8. Looking for that 13th. It's actually evaded them for some time now. 3 consecutive rounds for NaVi. And damage has already been done. Phelps down to 45. 60 for Henny. They are operating at a disadvantage, but for how long? Looking to force it is Phelps. Nice work from him. They knew exactly where he was. He was heavily flashed. He'd made some noise. They knew he was underpass. Edward made the call. And talking of Edward, does catch him. Back to 4v4. And NaVi do manage to level the playing field.
Yeah, that reaction coming in from the CTs just in time as well. Finds the kill on towards Phelps. And they've reset the situation. We'll have a look at the utility for Tempo Storm. They've got 1 smoke grenade to play with now, so it's going to be a very gun battle focused affair. As they only have 4 AKs, no AWP here. Guardian's still ready towards that A-bomb site. He's completely locked it down as well. He's there by himself. And the terrorists looking like they're maybe favoring towards that B-bomb site as they slowly start to pincer in.
Edward could play a huge role here. As my voice is breaking in the tension. Let's see who is going to be breaking the tension of this round. 30 seconds and still not a bullet fired after this 4v4 was established. Here comes Zeus.
What?
Oh, what? Henny high into the skies manages to catch off Zeus. It is still a 3v3, but time becoming a factor. Seas can very well put his mark on this round, and he will. Just the one, though. Bomb can still go down. 13 seconds. Bolts needs to punch in the digits, but look who's hunting. Edward knows he wants to try and stop this, but no. He's going to get caught off by Bolts. Not only does he get the bomb, he gets the frag. He's got 2, and now Guardian's forced to go aggressive. He's got as well. Tempo Storm, find 13. It was right down to the wire. It's so crazy seeing NaVi's style of play used against them. 20 seconds, Bolts gets the bomb down, and that crucial frag onto Seas.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, wow.
Seas in a great position there. You thought he would have taken down more than 1. Actually, only gets 1 and not doing too much damage there. They get a decent plan there. And the fast rotation coming in from the CT on short had to do something with that. He goes dropped by Bolts. It's such a massive kill there. Had he died there, the round's going in favor of NaVi. But looking at the money now, they still have enough to buy here, NaVi, but this round will break them, so need to be very careful this one. Guardian back on towards the AWP, but his nemesis so far, Henny, has purchased it as well, so it's going to be a very interesting battle going forward. So far, Guardian is just towards short. He's changed his position up, normally playing towards window. Henny's at the top of middle as well, so you feel like this battle may be coming to fruition any second, but Lucas once again, continuing his ball from yesterday, opens it up, and he gets the AK shot on towards Guardian. So crisp in that situation.
Jaw-dropping stuff from Lucas. Hard to comprehend sometimes, especially maybe not just for NaVi, but for us. As Lucas continues to surge forward. Such aggression, such confidence in his play, because there goes Edward. That's 2, and he actually pre-fires Flame. His position towards the connector area takes him down to 67. And now Tempo, they've got a decision to make, and it looks like the right one if you do the maths. Seas and Zeus both still holding hands and looking for information towards B, and it's going to be all on Flamey.
Yeah, he's by himself right now, and the terrorists do have a smoke grenade, Molotovs, and flashbangs as well. You can see Zeus, they need something to work with here. He's going to be pushing off towards short, and he's probably given the call. It's more than likely going to be an A-side attack here. 40 seconds remain, and I'd assume they'll do more of a contact play here, Tempo Storm. They don't need to give the game away too early. Work in and see whether they can find his third frag. It's going to be Flamey that's challenged now as he sits on the bomb site.
It's Works perfect, does lock Zeus out, force him to actually overextend somewhat if they choose to go aggressive, and it will. Showtime can catch him here. He is at full health HP, and he does manage to get that bomb loose. Flamey's there as well, makes his whereabouts known, and the body's piling up for NaVi. Henny's in a dire situation. He's only got 15 seconds, and he's realizing that with that bomb loose, he's got to kill 2, get that bomb down. Everything's kind of suggesting he shouldn't be able to do it, and sees all you have to do is jump up, take that one, step up. It's not going to happen finally. Woo! Gave Henny a chance there. That fraction of a second.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure that if he dies, his teammate's actually in a position to get that kill back. It's a very scary proposition. You're like 20 HP, 1 bullet from the AK will do it. He wanted to make sure there was literally no time to recover. If he was to die, there wouldn't have been enough time to plant. So good play from C's, definitely touch and go there. It was actually a 4-on-3 with just Flamey on the bomb site. Manages to stay alive as long as he possibly can. And that's going to be resetting the money once again for Tempo Storm. Only winning 1 round gives them 1,400 going into this one, but it's going to be a little bit of a partial buy here. They've got the Tech 9s, head armor onto Phelps as well, and a smoke grenade and a flash. So 13 plays 9 now. Once again, very similar scenes to what we saw on Cobble. NaVi slowly but surely getting themselves back into this one.
And at this point in time, it's just a complete swap over. You know, that T side previously from Tempo so effective on Cobble. Now there was a CT, and oh, Phelps is going to catch Edward. What was Edward doing overextending? Zeus fortunately picks up the pieces, sweeps 3 members under the rug alongside Flamey. But Tempo, what on earth? It is going to be 2. They brought very little into this round, and it's not quite going to end up in win success. It's fortunately Zeus. He is not losing this one. They described him on the desk as a player that sometimes just has those rounds where he's like, no.
Never going to give in.
No, we are not going to lose like this. Not like this. Of course, bringing home number 10. And this is starting to suggest it's going to come right down to the wire. We're in our 3rd map. It's just our first quarterfinal of the day. 3 more games of Fiesta, and we are going all the way, folks.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very back and forth affair here in this series. But so far, NaVi giving themselves something to work with here as they get a couple of rounds in a row. I think I see one player towards the apartments here. It's actually Guardian changing his position up. You want to see this from him. Going for these initial frags in towards Palace is not going to be contested just yet. Bolts is towards that area, but focusing more towards T-Spawn. It's looking like more of a B-sided approach here coming in from Tempo Storm. Showtime is waiting for any aggression to come in through that smoke, but nothing really to report so far. We have got Phelps trying to gain some mid-control here. Does Molotov off towards the connector. And Edward, though, got caught in a difficult position against the Tech 9s last round, looking to get back in this position and looking for any boost coming in.
Yeah, NaVi, they actually could get caught off by this boost from Phelps. It's not the most predictable of positions, but Phelps is going to slip off before anything can be made, and still not a single drop of blood drawn on either side. We still have 50 seconds of play. I wouldn't be surprised if Tempo go for a second boost here, trying it again, rinse and repeat.
Why not? The problem is now Zeus is ready to go. Not going to be smoked out. This is going to be horrible for Tempo Storm. Edward opens it up, and Zeus can come in for the refrag as well. Going to be bowing out of this situation, though, as Edward is feeling confident, does know he's there as well. Unable to finish it off, does loads of damage, though, taking Lucas down to 27 HP. And this is a difficult time now for Tempo Storm. Being here before, 5-on-4, not really much utility to speak of as well, as Edward keeps applying the pressure there from ladder room. And you can see the bomb is going towards apartments, but Seized is ready.
Yeah, Seized is going to be making that call very instantaneously. Guardian onto Henny as well, just the 3 remaining. I think Tempo need to retract it. They need to maintain everything, and they will. There's no way they were going to break through that. 3 CTs already present on B, and they're going to realize it's going to be a crucial save here. They need to keep everything going. Otherwise, I mean, if you're looking at their current economic situation, they invested so heavily into that one. $50 is the highest amount of money currently sitting for the boys of Tempo.
Yes. Well, they will be able to save these 3 rifles. Luckily, no one dying as well, so not going to pay too much of a heavy price here, but that's 3 players on $0, and Phelps and Henny with 2,400 each. So going into this next round, they have taken the pause now. They need to work out, well, presumably with the 3 rifles, it would make complete sense to force the last 2 players up the Tech 9s and those utility. And this is maybe the time to do one of those set pieces straight off the bat, just to kind of, you're up against it, you've got the Tech 9s, you put the smokes down the A-bomb site. And with the Tech 9s, it may sound like a little bit of a disadvantage, but they have got that run and gun potential. You can put the smokes down away and run through in towards jungle, in towards the steps, run through your own smokes and surprise CTs. That can be a very viable strategy, especially if you have flashbangs to go with them. But the problem is, the AKs don't have anything to work with. So they've got AKs, armor, but they literally come out that round with $0. So they can't buy anything. They can't get a smoke, they can't get a flashbang, they can't get HEs. It's going to be a very difficult round going forward. It'll be very basic smokes going to that A site if they do decide to do it. So Henny does buy that first Tech 9, and there's a smoke as well. I assume Phelps will be going down a similar avenue as well. This is it. Like you said, we are going right down to the wire here. This will be round number 25. Current score is 13 plays 11 in Tempo Storm's favor. But that is slowly slipping away as NaVi putting up a convincing case for themselves here.
What a way to start the day. It's a good day to be a CS fan, that's for certain.
We've got 3 more best of 3s coming up as well.
I'm very ready for this day.
Yeah.
Both as a caster and a viewer. This is going to be good, and it's still hanging in the balance. Tempo Storm have pushed NaVi further than a lot, giving them credit for. But can they do one better? Can they really secure a Brazilian semi-final?
Yeah, people were questioning whether they can do it in the best of 3s. It's currently 1-1. As Moses said, this is like a best of 1 now. You just need to win 1 map. We'll see if they can deliver. It's going to be the 3 rifles, 2 tech nines, only 1 smoke to play as well. Just going to be down to the headshots, whether they can deliver here, and actually focusing towards that B bomb site. Going to be walking in together, all 5 players bunching up and looking like they're just going to be flashing over, and it's completely executing, trying, hoping that their timings work in their favor.
Oh, he's going to catch a glimpse of 1, but how much has he pieced together from that one? Sees he could go down here. Fortunately, Edward is there to hold his hand from short, but just the 1. And Tempo have got a lot of room here if they can take down Seas, and they do without paying too much of a heavy price. Phelps, he has gone down to just 9 points of health, and Guardian's made a huge connection. Zeus has as well. All of a sudden, the things are starting to fit together quite well for NaVi, because Zeus has got another. Zeus and Guardian coming together. The old guard of NaVi. Delivering and delivering in such bucket loads. As it's going to be another, it's going to be a round for NaVi. It's going to be the 12th, and they are just tightening the noose. They are closing that gap with Tempo.
Zeus stepping up once again. He gets 2 frags there, and it was a very simple execution from Tempo Storm, just walking into B, a couple of flashbangs over. The initial frag's actually working in their favor, but the rotations come in. Guardian finds a shot from short, and slowly but surely the round falls apart for Tempo Storm there. So 1 more round to tie things up here for NaVi. It's going to be 13-12 at the moment, and it's another very weak buy coming in for Tempo Storm. Have got the AKs and Galils, but just 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs. More of a contact situation once again. But they're going to be smoked out for now. They're going to commit to this. They're going to have to walk through the smoke. They don't really have many options apart from 1 flashbang and burst through.
Penny still hasn't had that AWP on that T side. I mean, it's been fighting for it for so long. Occasionally he gets an opportunity to do so, but look at this. Flamey is going to go crazy. 3, not 4, because Henny's present, but still, the damage is so critical. 3 members of Tempo Storm forced to watch as this 26th round unfolds, and Zeus is going to be putting the cherry on the cake. Edward alongside him. It is 13-13. Unlucky for some and potentially for the Brazilians, as they've been stuck on that for a while. 5 consecutive rounds now for Natus Vincere on this defensive side of Mirage. It is really down to the next 3 rounds.
There we go then. Tempo Storm, as you mentioned, 5 rounds in a row puts them a maximum loss bonus, so they can justify some investment in towards a pistol and a little bit of utility. They will be getting $3,400 next round. If they get the bomb down as well, that only boosts it. So once again, that's kind of the objective of this round, see if you can get the bomb down in any sort of capacity. But we'll see where that works out for them as we enter round number 27. Phelps does spot a player towards window there. CT's in a very passive mentality though, probably reading the economy situation pretty well, as Tempo Storm do go for a slight bit of mid-control here. They've got 2 Molotovs remaining, and a smoke and a flashbang as well. Throwing Molotovs towards that ladder room just to try and bait out anyone who's been there. As Edward's had a lot of presence towards that area. This time, not so lucky for Tempo Storm, as the Molotovs are thrown in vain.
What's notable about Edward is he's been so consistently there. Like, they know he's going to be there.
Yeah, the one time he's not right, they throw double Molotovs in there.
And it's just, at this point, he's either on short, he's up ladder room, or he's pushing cat. And at this point, Tempo, they've invested all of their utility. That was it. That was everything they brought to the fray, invested to try and flush out Edward, and he's laughing. Hasn't taken a single point of damage. And they can continue to delay here. They have still got a Molotov from Seas. The last smoke was thrown out by Guardian as he continues to try and keep the T side at bay. And what I'm seeing here is a potential play for a plant. Look at that bomb in Showtime.
This is the thing, like I said, that's their main objective here. This is the bait, so they're going to show their hand fully towards A. They're not really trying to win the round in this situation. They're just trying to show that everyone's here. Everyone rotates over, and then Showtime can go in with the bomb towards B. It's actually Phelps that's actually adding to that total as he gets the first kill. Flamey responds, but this plan actually could become pretty viable, you know. I think it's actually going to be successful.
Yeah, and actually Phelps is holding a perfect position. That's the position Zeus was so powerful in before on their T side. Bomb goes in, and NaVi, the ruse has been revealed. Seized is on the retake, and it is going to come crumbling down. Bolts is 1.5 miles away.
But like I said, this is literally their only objective.
Yeah, mission complete.
Get the attention towards A, try and get a bomb plant down. That gives us a really strong buy going into round number 28 here. So they managed to achieve that objective. Be interested to see what they bring to the table. Tons of cash now for Tempo Storm. We're going to have 7K on 2 players, 6 on the remaining 3. Let's see what kind of buy they bring to the table. Double AWP has saved them in many situations here. looking like they will be relying on that once again. So here it comes. When all else fails, bring out the double orb.
I was wondering if this was going to show its head once again. It's definitely found a whole lot of success for Tempo. It was on their CT side prior.
Yep, absolutely.
This is something different. This is a different kettle of fish. Going double orb on T side, you need someone like Henny to deliver something. Not necessarily overextending early, not going for a fast peek towards A or anything of that ilk. Showtime, however, is doing something towards B. And it was Guardian that was challenging him. Guardian being flexible. This time he's on B, and it does open up the doors to something happening on A.
Well, here we go then. Trying to work the pick. Do have utility to play with, but so far it's NaVi winning that game, is locking Showtime out of the round, and we have got seized and a lot of presence towards the B bomb side from the CTs here. They're actually closed in the terrorists, and Henny trying to do what he can with his AWP. He's going to be taken down here, surely, but the no-scope opens up the map. Can't find the second kill though, but Tempo Storm definitely finding some control.
And more, because Henny's got a second, surely not a third. He's not quite going to catch him as he does disappear back into the smoke, and these shots continuing to miss. Does get NaVi closer to that 15, and it does come down to Henny. He's already got 2. That nade's good, not good enough. Brings Zeus down to 66, and things are getting a little bit dicey. It's going to be finished by Zeus, again with 3. When NaVi are cornered, Zeus is the one that comes out swinging. Another 3 for him, and NaVi now have an opportunity to end this right here, right now.
And we have got a little bit of a technical issue. I think we're reloading the round. I think someone accidentally swapped team, but Henny, I thought he was absolutely done there coming around short. Finds the no-scope, gets a second kill as well. But like you said, Zeus stepping up massively here. He gets 26 kills as we enter round number 29 here. So Tempo Storm holding on by a thread. They do have another decent buy going forward. They have got Phelps on the AWP, but 2 rounds in a row required. 1 for NaVi, and they'll be meeting Luminosity in the semi-finals.
Yeah, could it very well be a case of meeting not only 1 but 2 Brazilians for NaVi. They've had problems with Luminosity in the past, but let's stop speculating, because still Tempo Storm can take us into overtime. We saw their success on Cobble on those 2 fabled words, O and T, but we're not indeed there yet. And actually they're trying to get a peek across the smoke. Henny's not the one wielding it though. Look at this, a change of heart. Because of the absence of Kevlar for Phelps, they've given him the AWP responsibility.
See what he can do over here. Still plenty of time to play over Guardian. Controlling the steps area and towards Connector as well. There is 1 player for Tempo Storm. That's going to be Bolt, just trying to work something to get some information for that lower ramp area. But so far, NaVi not giving anything away here. They have got C's in the apartments towards B with the flashbang out, just hoping he can catch someone out with some distraction from his teammate as well. But Tempo Storm playing this very slowly indeed. I've got 2 smokes remaining, flashbangs, 1 HE, and haven't really got any real state on the map so far.
Yeah, I mean, they can feel it all kind of getting pulled away from them at this point in time. They still have that potential with these smokes. They do need to be so careful with them. They only have 2 to try and find something to bring them into that final round here with our 3rd map of just our first quarterfinal here in Katowice. The stadium has fallen silent as Natus Vincere 1 round away from the semi-final.
Time ticking away now. We hit the 30-second mark. It's looking like Tempo Storm will indeed be committing towards the B bomb side. Phelps trying to do what he can. Distraction towards A, but here comes the Pint on towards the B bomb side. Guardian opens it up, takes down Phelps, and now it's all up to Tempo Storm 4 on 5. Edward doing amazing work here, finds 2, and that's going to be it. NaVi will be going through to the semi-final unless Bolts can pull off an absolute miracle, and I don't think he already has it in him. 10 seconds and 3 players to find.
If they let this bomb go down, they are complete idiots, and actually it's going to happen. 16 for NaVi, they have picked it up. Tempo pushing them all the way. 3 maps all played out nearly to their entirety. But Natus Vincere will meet Luminosity. 1 Brazilian down, 1 to go. Semi-finals await NaVi.
You've got to feel bad for Tempo Storm. It's their first tournament